file, click on new and then click on project, and from the template select Visual Basic and then select Windows and then select Windows Form Application, give the name of your project and then click OK. Now expand this form little bit and go to the form property and you can change the text of this form. So here goes login form. Now go to toolbox and from the toolbox scroll down and from the container drag and drop one panel and arrange this panel in this way. Now select the form and from the property of this form you can also change the background color and select this color. Now select the panel and from the property of this panel again change the back color, related back color. So there you go. Now we are going to drag and drop some control over this form and panel. I'm going to drag and drop one label over the panel and two more labels, one for username and another for password, and two text box and another text box, and finally one button. Now select this label and change the text of this label, login form. You can also increase the font size of this label, so find the font property and there you can see the size property. Here goes 14. Let me arrange this one also. Now select the label 2 and change the text. Here goes user name and here goes password. Here I show you couple of things, that is how to change the background color of your form and how to set the background color of your panel and how to increase the font size of your label. In this way you can also increase the font of these control. That means these two labels, these two text box and also the button, but I am not going to do this. Select this button and change the text of this button, login, and select the text box and change the name of this text box so that you can remember while writing the code. txt user and here goes txt pass. There you go. Now we just complete the simple design of login form. Now we need to create the database in SQL Server. So open up SQL Server Management Studio, right click over database, click on new database and give the database name and then click OK. Now expand that database directory, scroll down and find the recently created database and again expand that database, right click over table and click on table. Here goes the column name username and data type is varchar and another column name password and the data type is varchar. Simply press Ctrl+S from your keyboard and give the table name login and then click OK. Now again expand that table directory, right click over recently created table and click on edit top 200 rows. Now we are going to insert or save some value. So here goes admin and password is admin. You should not use this much of easy username and password into your login system, but I am going to use this only to demonstrate. So simply close this, it will automatically save our value. Now go back to Visual Studio, double click that login button. Before writing the code, we need to connect this application with the database. So go to Server Explorer, right click over data connection, click on add connection and change the data source to SQL Server. Now either you can enter your server name or simply click this drop down icon. I am going to enter my server name, so you can also see your server name in Visual Studio. Now select the database and then click OK. Now go to the property of that data connection and copy the connection string. Now we need to import some namespace, so IMPORTS import system dot data imports system dot data dot SQL clients. There you go. Now go back to design and click that login button. Now we need to connect this application with the database. So in order to do so, we need to use some classes. So dim connection is SQL connection is equal to new SQL connection, and here goes your connection string. So simply paste that connection string that you recently copied. Now dim cmd is SQL command is equal to new SQL command. Here we are going to write the SQL query. So select all from your table name, that is login, and the condition is where username is equal to single quotes, inside to single quotes to double quotes, inside to double quotes to plus sign, and here goes we need to take the input from the user. So txt user dot text and password is equal to single quotes, inside to single quotes to double quotes to plus sign, and here goes txt pass dot text, and finally the connection. Now we need to use the SQL data adapter class also. Dim SDA is SQL data adapter is equal to new SQL data adapter. Here goes the command. So this SQL data adapter class acts as an adapter between our application and the database. Now we need to use one more class, that is data table. So because we are going to access the database table, we need to use this class. So dim data table is equal to new data table, and we are going to fill the SQL data adapter. So SDA dot fill, there goes DT, means by the data table. Here you may be confused why I import these two namespace. In order to use this SQL connection class, SQL command class, SQL data adapter class, we need to import this namespace. So don't be confused. We need to import these two namespace in order to use these classes. Now what I am going to do is I am going to check if dt dot rows dot count is greater than 0, means if the user enter username and password is correct, what we need to do is we need to display the message to the user saying that login success. So in order to do so, please enter message box dot show, here goes login success and information, and message box button dot OK, message box icon dot information. Else if the username and password entered by the user is not correct, what we need to do is we need to display the message. So else you can simply copy this message box, copy and paste over here, and simply edit the message. There goes error. That's it. This much of code can create the login form in VB.NET using SQL Server database. So simply run your application. Now enter the username admin and password is admin. Click login, message to display login success. There you go. If you enter a username and password other than the one that is saved in our database, so let me check this, and then click login, message to display error. So that's it in this video tutorial, guys. If you like this video, share this video with your friends or juniors so that they can complete their project whatever semester they are studying in and give